Ba-ba. All right, and we're streaming live. How you doing, guys? John here, obviously doing a quick Q&A. I know today has been a lot of news has come out today, made the announcement today about, obviously about all the new changes and the stuff that's going on. I am now at Collider, and I brought the team over with me and all that kind of stuff. So I knew a bunch of you guys would probably have some questions about what's going on. Can you guys do me a favor, though? I'm just sitting here in the dark a little bit. Can you guys let me know in the chat stream if you are getting this? Are you seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? I guess you guys are seeing this. So here's what I want to do for the next little while. Like I said, I know it's been really crazy the last few weeks, and dropped the big news today. And so I thought today would be a good time to just get on here and talk and answer some of the questions you guys might have. So let's get to it. Now, a lot of the questions are scrolling by pretty fast. So I'm going to get to these as best as I can. So the first question I'm going to take today comes from the Farting Monkeys, which is a great name. And it says, please address why Alicia isn't doing Collider. Okay, so it's a fair question. Part of the reality of going over to Collider and Complex was that my budget there, and remember, my budget at AMC Theaters was built over 5 years. So each year my budget got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit, and I built that budget over 5 years. And now I am on year one again with a new company, with Collider and with Complex, who have been very generous. Complex has been very generous with the budget we have. However, the budget we have is actually smaller than it was in year 5 at AMC. Because of that, we can't bring all the shows over. So we are bringing over Movie Talk, obviously. We're bringing over Heroes. We just finished shooting Heroes. We're bringing over Jedi Council, and we're bringing over Mailbag. And we're going to do a couple of other things too, but we weren't able to bring over Rewind, Coming Soon, and AMC Indie Spotlight. And we weren't able to bring everybody over with us because we just didn't have the budget for it. And unfortunately, one of our behind-the-scenes production guys, Jonathan, couldn't come over with us. David Griffin couldn't come over with us, and Alicia Malone couldn't come over with us. And especially Alicia, because Alicia was so focused and did such a great job on AMC Indie Spotlight and on Rewind. And those were her main things. And those were the shows that we cut. So that's why, pardon me, Alicia didn't come over with us. But believe you me, I am a very big Alicia Malone fan. And as we grow at Collider, as we grow here, then I'm going to be looking for opportunities as we grow to reincorporate some of those shows. And you can bet that one of my goals is going to be growing to the point that we can bring back Alicia Malone, because I'm a big Alicia Malone fan, and I want to do that. Okay, so going back, who's Nick saying, why did you leave AMC to do the same show for Collider? Well, it's a fair question. Because, I've moved over to Collider, and it's like we're bringing over Movie Talk, Heroes, Mailbag, Jedi Council. And I've had a couple of people today ask, why leave AMC to do essentially the same thing, like what gives? It's important to remember, though, if you saw that announcement video I did, that I left AMC, and I'm really glad AMC is now a sponsor of our Collider shows. I'm really glad to still be working with them in some capacity. But as many of you know, I resigned and I left AMC before I knew what I would be doing next. So when I left AMC, I was still taking offers and I was still taking meetings, but I really thought I was going to be doing my own thing. And it wasn't until after I had resigned from AMC and left AMC Movie Talk that all this stuff started coming together with Complex and Collider. So it wasn't like, oh, I think I'll leave AMC to start the exact same thing at Collider. That's not how it worked. It was, I had decided to leave, I had left, I had then decided what to do, and then after deciding what to do, some opportunities came up that it looked like we can continue everything. And from all the emails I got from everybody, I was pretty convinced that people wanted us to keep the band together, and they wanted these shows. it was just impossible to do it under the old circumstances, but we found a way to do it again. And so we did it that way, and I'm really glad with the way that it turned out. Ray Unicom is writing, what does the term sponsorship means? Well, sponsorship means you're going to notice that I'm going to mention AMC Theaters at the end of every one of our shows. AMC is also going to be bringing you one of the segments in Everyday Show, like today on Mailbag, on the box office report on Movie Talk today. The box office reports are going to be brought to you by AMC Theaters. So AMC stays involved with us. We're getting to keep the studio that we built here. So AMC is still supporting us, but they are a sponsor of what we're doing at Collider, and I'm super excited, very glad to still be working with the company because there are a lot of people at AMC that I really, really, really like, and I really like the company as a whole, so I'm really glad and excited that they're coming on board and doing that. Amin Mahazeki, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, is asking, how long will you be staying with Collider? Good question. I mean, I never know. If you had asked me 5.5, 6 years ago if I would still be with AMC after 6 years, I probably would have said no, but I was here for 6 years. I can tell you this. I'm honestly, guys, I'm really freaking stoked about our new arrangement here with Complex and Collider, and I hope I'm here for a really long time. I'll be honest with you. I really do. I hope I'm here for a long time, as long as I'm the right guy to be in the role. You know, when the time comes that I'm not the right guy for the role anymore, I'll move on. And hopefully that won't be for a really long time, and I'll stay until then. Lord Roderick Forrester is asking, what will be the next spoilers? I got a feeling our next spoilers review will probably be Ant-Man. So keep your eyes open for Ant-Man. Ant-Man will probably be the next spoilers review that we do. A lot of you guys are saying it's good to have you back. Thank you, guys. It's awesome for me to be back. Thank you so much. Abigail Reeds is asking, what about movie fights? Here's the sad thing. I was actually supposed to be on movie fights 2 weeks ago. I was all lined up and all set to go. It was going to be me, Tiffany, and Schnepp. We're going to be on movie fights. And the day before, I had something bad for dinner. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was still up nauseously sick. And I was supposed to leave for movie fights in like 5 hours. And so at like 3 in the morning, I emailed my buddies over at Movie Fights and I said, guys, I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I am out of commission. And I was for like 48 more hours after that. So I was supposed to be on Movie Fights and then got sick and stuff like that. Jacoby22 is saying he still hasn't said why he left. That's true. I haven't said why I left. Mostly because, and I say this with all the love of my heart, it's none of your business. It really isn't. I did say all I was going to say in my first Facebook post. Something happened at AMC that I found unlivable, that I could not live with. And my boss is there because I love my bosses at AMC. My bosses there try to fix it and they try to work it out. And despite their best efforts, it couldn't be worked out. And I resigned and I left. Now, it's important to keep in mind here too, that it was these same bosses, particularly the big boss, that I maintained a really good relationship with. And it was in talking with him after I had resigned, a long time after I resigned. And I got talking with him about, he was asking me, hey, so what are you doing next? And I mentioned it. And that's where the idea came for AMC to sponsor what we're doing at Collider. And I'm so grateful to AMC and the leadership there, especially the ones that I know, that have been so supportive of me, so supportive of movie news as a whole. Their commitment to seeing AMC Movie News survive, even if it's under another label now and under a different banner. I'm just very grateful for their attitude and what they've done. It's just a really top-notch company that I'm really excited about. Somebody's asking, why did AMC cancel the Movie Talk? Well, because, I'm struggling for a way to think about this diplomatically. I think AMC was really committed. They wanted Movie Talk to be great. And I think they thought the current situation was going to be challenging for them to do it at the time after I had left. And they just felt it was best for the fans. It was best for AMC, and it was best for me if they kind of let me take it with me. And then become a sponsor of it and still support it. That way, I still get to be in the AMC business. AMC still gets to be in the John Campea business and in the movie talk business. And I think it was just a really brilliant win-win. I mean, everybody I've talked to today has been so excited and so happy, including me. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, I'm exhausted. It has been one hell of a day. But yeah, the people at AMC have just been really committed to the fans, to the show, and they just saw this as the best way to do it. That ended up still being a win-win for everybody. Okay. Will you be doing Movie Talk live stream from Comic-Con? Absolutely not. Stephen Clay is asking, will you be doing Movie Talk live stream from Comic-Con? No way. We are going to be shooting stuff at Comic-Con. Live stream, not a chance. Especially when you consider at the convention center, there's no internet connection. I mean, no real internet connection. When you get like 100,000 people crammed in there with all their cell phones fighting over that cell tower signal, if you've been at Comic-Con, you know what I'm talking about. It grounds to a halt. It takes forever just to send a text message, for heaven's sakes. So will we be doing live stuff from Comic-Con? Probably not. Now, I've booked a beach house in San Diego. That's like a 20-minute drive from the convention center that I'm going to be staying at. And maybe I'll do some live stuff, like maybe a mailbag or something from the beach house, but it won't be from Comic-Con. It'll be from San Diego, but it won't be from Comic-Con. Dennis and I need to get up there and really get a survey of the land to figure out what we're going to be able to do. By the way, guys, if any of you guys are going to be in San Diego for Comic-Con, don't forget we've got our meet and greet on Friday night, and we've got our Masters of the Web panel on Friday morning, 11:30 a.m. in room 5AB. So there's that. Let's see. Let's see. Sebastian was asking, are there going to be any ladies on AMC Movie Talk? Well, Amy Rose is still in Asia. Ashley has come over with us. For those of you who watch the show, you know. Sinead has come over with us, and we are looking into other options right now too, because, you know, Maud left a while ago because she was only working with us. Maud Garrett, who is awesome, by the way. Maud Garrett was only working with us like 10 hours a month. And so it was like 2.5 hours a week she was working with us. And she got an awesome, dynamic, wonderful, perfectly tailored for her full-time opportunity at SourceFed. And so she left to go take that job. And then Amy Rose, who had been, you know, working with me for 4.5 years, she decided it was time to start pursuing her goal of filmmaking and pursuing her dream of writing and filmmaking. Then she up and took off for a 4-week trip to Asia. She wrote me the other day. She should be getting back here pretty soon. So we lost Maud, we lost Amy Rose, all for great reasons. And then unfortunately, as I explained at the beginning of this video, we weren't able to bring Alicia over with us right now. But trust me, I'm keeping my eyes open, and we are currently, actually, me and Dennis just finished having a discussion. We're going to be figuring out something because, you know, female perspectives need to be a part of what we do. They just have to be. And so, but it has to be the right people as well. So we're working on that and trying to figure some things out. But thank you so much for that again. Brian F. said, John, you said you'd never work with AMC again. Why did this change? Well, I mean, you're kind of exaggerating exactly what I said. It's not like I got up on a pedestal and said, I will never work with AMC again. No, not true. And it's important to understand, I actually don't work for AMC right now. I work for Complex, and AMC is sponsoring the show, and I'm super glad they are. I've maintained a great relationship with them, and I have a great deal of respect for all the people over there, which is why, you know, I've never gone into a lot of details about why I left. It just wasn't fair. It wouldn't be fair to the other people involved, and it wouldn't be professional. So that's why. Nathaniel Blayford writes, do you still get to go to the movies for free? No! Which sucks. I still get to go to all the press screenings for free, but whenever me and Ann just want to up and walk down to the AMC Burbank 16, which is right by our house, I will not get to go into those movies for free. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to that's going to be an adjustment for me. Arndt Bina writes, John, really quick question. Do you think you'll be doing another after show? Yes. I don't know if I'm going to be calling after shows or they're going to be recap shows. You will be seeing me and some other team members here doing television stuff. That is one of the great things about being with Complex now, is that we don't have to just stick with movies. We can talk television, and I'm really excited about that. So you will be seeing us do some things. All right, looking through the things. Sorry, guys, the questions are scrolling by thing. Kellen Abar writes, do you still attend AMC theaters? Well, I got a great AMC theater right by my house. AMC Burbank 16. Love that theater. And yes, I still go to the movies at that theater. Let's see. Will a member of the Batman vs. Superman cast be on Movie Talk? That is coming from a place. See, about a month or two ago, we got reached out to by some publicists asking if we'd be interested in a certain person from Batman vs. Superman coming on our show. And we started some discussions, but unfortunately at that time, that's when everything started to fall apart. So we never really followed up with it. And can we get back on that horse and see if we can get a Batman vs. Superman person in for Movie Talk? We are going to work on it. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's see. When's the show starting? It started today. Collider Movie Talk started today on Collider. Our YouTube channel is now youtube.com/Collider videos. That's where you can find us. Subscribe to us there. And the new Heroes episode goes up in like a half hour. So you'll want to be subscribed over there so you can keep up to date on that. Seth Merklenberger, right? AMC Independent. What's happening with that? I love indie film. Will it still be a thing? Unfortunately, no. It's not going to be a thing. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we have a limited budget. And so we had to make a decision about what shows do I want to bring over and what shows can we not afford to do. Because the shows that got like 10,000 views an episode costs us the same as a show that gets us 60,000 views an episode. But we need to put the dollars towards the places that we're getting the most views. So obviously we were bringing over Mailbag, Movie Talk, Heroes, and Jedi Council. And unfortunately, we didn't have any money left to do things like AMC Indie Spotlight or bring that over, a version of it over, or Coming Soon or Rewind. And once again, I know I said this a little bit earlier, but the goal right now is that I'm hoping that as we grow and as we get bigger, we're going to be able to start reintroducing some of those shows back into what we do. So, I mean, no promises, but that's my goal because, like I said, I want Alicia Malone back. I mean, it's just that simple. Corey Knott said, are you able to keep the new studio for the long term? Well, it depends what you mean by long term. Long term in internet terms is a very shaky term, but in generally, yes, we are going to be in the studio that we built here. We're going to be in the studio for quite a while. Let's see here. Alex Flynn, are you going to be doing shows regarding TV and other mediums? Yes, keep your eyes open for that. We are going to be doing some television stuff. Absolutely, we are. How are you going to fit, Joseph Ryan's asking, how are you going to fit TV into the show? TV will not be a part of Movie Talk. Movie Talk is still going to be a show about movies. And we're going to focus just on movies on Movie Talk, the one show. But we now have some freedom to do other types of shows and other types of videos as well that don't just focus on movies. So you're going to see us talking about TV shows. You might even see me and Dennis do a little UFC recap show. Why not? That's entertainment. And Dennis and I we've had a lot of you guys asking us for a long time that Dennis and I should do some kind of like UFC after show or UFC recap. And so Dennis and I might do that. Maybe I'll start talking about mobile games. I don't know. The neat thing here is with Complex is that the doors have been blown wide open as far as the types of different things we can try and the types of different things we can do. And we are very stoked about that, very excited. Let's see. Thoughts on Supernatural Season 10? I didn't super love it, but I liked it. I did enjoy it, and I'll probably watch it again to get a better feel of it. What TV shows are you thinking about doing content on? See, I always hesitate to answer questions like this because sometimes when I say just what I'm thinking, later, 3 months down the line, somebody will say, John, you promised you were doing this. I'm like, I didn't promise anything. I just thought out loud. So let me tell you about a show I'm thinking about doing. All right. But this is just in the thinking stages. Okay. So I'm thinking about doing Should You Watch It? And what that would be is like once a week, I will take a show that's on Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, whatever. It's available for watching, binge watching if you want. That, hey, maybe you've never checked this show out and should you start it? So for instance, my first episode will probably be The Flash. and it will be maybe you're the type of person who never checked out The Flash when it was on. So the big question is, before we get into season 2, should you watch it? And I'll do like a half-hour show on The Flash and just talking about The Flash and the pros and the cons of it, and then ultimately end with, should you now set a Saturday aside and sit down and just binge watch it and get caught up? So shows like The Flash, shows like Spartacus, shows that are like off air now, shows like Lost, shows like Game of Thrones, shows like Breaking Bad, shows like The Last Ship. So a questionable one, like maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, The Last Ship. Shows like, so I'm thinking about doing a show like that, and basically it would be called Should You Watch It? Do me a favor, email me or tweet me and let me know about whether you think that's a good idea for a show. But I'm excited about it. I think, The Strain, Fringe, like lots of different shows that could be topics for things like that. Daredevil too. Yeah, Daredevil would probably be one of the shows that we'd cover that way as well. Okay, so I'm going to take a few more minutes here, and then I got to go because the guys need me in the studio. Will you start watching Arrow again during season 4? Probably not. But I mean, if I have a whole bunch of people tell me, John, the writers got their shit together and now the show is really awesome again, like it was in season 1, like it was in season 2. If I hear a lot of people tell me that, then I'll jump back on and I'll start watching it because, I'm a big fan of a lot of things about that show. They just made some really questionable writing decisions that just made me angry. So whatever. Somebody's asking me, will you ever be involved with the stream.tv? I mean, if the right thing comes along, I love the people over at the stream.tv, Susan and Lorna over there. If a project comes up and, I'm the one who launched, they have an after show network over there. I'm the one who launched it. I'm the one who got that thing up and running. I'm the one who cast all their main people. So I really like what they do there. I have a lot of respect for them there. So if there's ever a thing that comes along where they have a project that they want to bring by me, then I will absolutely look at it. So yeah, I'll take 2 more questions. Somebody's asking, B to the C is asking, will there be an audio version of the show? Great question. I've been getting a lot of questions on Twitter and on the comment section today asking if there's going to be an audio-only podcast of the shows now that we're on Collider. And the answer is I don't know. Actually, I have a big meeting tonight with some leadership, and that's one of the issues we're going to be talking about is whether to do an audio podcast. So I'm not sure. I'd say right now it's 50-50. Part of the reason, and I'm just going to be honest here, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Part of the reason is that our results are based on what our YouTube numbers are. And if we put out audio podcasts, then that's people not watching the YouTube videos. And that hurts us. We lose money. I lose some of the numbers that we need to hit our goals. So it's tough. It's a tough decision. I know there's a bunch of people who really want an audio only version, and we still might do it. I'm just saying, you please understand though that by I am hurting myself. By putting out an audio only podcast, I am hurting myself. So we may do it. We may still do it. Just please be understanding that it's a tough call for us right now. So we're weighing the pros and the cons and we're looking at it. So I will let you guys know as soon as we come to an answer. Somebody says, I don't know what that means. Will you do a video for John Schnepp's Superman documentary? Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, is available for pre-order right now. Make sure you go and buy it. Support John Schnepp. Will I do a video for it? No, I'm not going to do a video for it. Why? Because I'd be totally biased. And you guys know I'd be totally biased. What do you expect me to say other than it's awesome, it's brilliant, it's wonderful, go buy it? I'm his buddy. Of course I'm going to say that. He works with me. Of course I'm going to say that. And you know it. So there's really no point in me putting together that sort of thing. Ventus77777777 is writing, are you guys going to go to New York Comic Con? No, we're not going to be going to New York Comic Con. Schnepp might be out there, but it's expensive. It's really expensive for us to fly all the way across the country. I don't have the money for it. I just don't have the budget for it. So probably not going to New York Comic Con. If any of you guys are Movie Talk fans and you're rich and you want to sponsor flying us down to Comic Con and putting us in a hotel, we'll be there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh, thoughts on True Detective Season 2? So far, I'm not a fan. So far, I am not a fan of True Detective Season 2. But then again, I wasn't a fan of True Detective Season 1 for the first 3 episodes either. I didn't like that show at first. And then it started to come into its own, and I really, by the end of True Detective Season 1, I was really quite into it. But the first few episodes, I didn't like. So I'm going to stick with True Detective Season 2 for a few more episodes and see where it comes from. Why are people still asking me, will there be a podcast feed for Collider? I just answered that. Let's see. Would TV Talk be a daily show? Sebastian Sterling Adams is asking, would TV Talk be a daily show? No, they were probably looking at doing weekly stuff. Ant-Man, somebody says. Ant-Man is awesome. Live shows. Methos12784 is asking, will we be doing live shows again? I don't know. I think we'll be doing some live stuff. Like right now, I am doing a live thing. This is actually being streamed live. But do I think we will do a live, like will Movie Talk be live again? I'm not so sure. I just don't know yet. We are getting better internet brought into the building, but doing it live adds a whole nother layer of complications and headache. And so far, doing it pre-recorded, everything seems to be going really well and everybody seems to like it. But that is an issue we're looking at. We may go back to live. And if not the main show, then you will see us do the occasional live thing like what I'm doing right now. Okay, guys, I am needed back in the studio, so I need to run. I hope I was able to address some of your questions. Let me know if you guys found this interesting or valuable or worthwhile or whatever. And maybe like once a week, we'll do a sit down where I'll just sit here and answer any questions you want about the show, about the brand new Collider video, about whatever. Let me know if this is something you guys find interesting and valuable. So, guys, listen again, a huge thank you to all of you for your support through all this, your emails, your Facebook messages, your notes of encouragement, your Twitter messages. It's just been so empowering and so affirming. And you guys are the reason we do these shows. We really love our interactions with you guys. Thank you so much for making all this possible. So that'll do it for me for this little fireside chat, I guess you can call it. Thanks again for joining me. Again, please leave your thoughts and we'll talk to you guys later.